Mercedes has set new standards for F1 performance in recent years. Their cars have consistently been the ones to beat, with the team winning a record-breaking 7 consecutive Constructors Championships from 2014 to 2020, as well as 7 consecutive Drivers' Championships from 2014 to 2020 with Lewis Hamilton. Their domination in the hybrid era of Formula One, which began in 2014, demonstrates their capacity to develop and adapt to new laws. Mercedes' hybrid power units are largely regarded as the most advanced in the sport, providing unsurpassed track performance and dependability. Between the first preseason session in Barcelona and the subsequent preseason test in Bahrain a year ago, Mercedes made significant modifications to their car. Conventional side pods were replaced with a daring and unorthodox method called zero side pods, which eliminated the side pods entirely. Wolff claimed that Mercedes will go the other way this year, making some minor modifications to W14 in order to better understand its characteristics and build the framework for the year that is to come. This comes after a number of early season troubles that arose for the team the previous year. Wolff, after their 2023 debut, said that they did learn a hard lesson last year, and they knew they were going to bring an upgrade package worth a second and a half for test number 2. In a way, if you look at the first test and think something like it's not really meaningful because that's not the car, then they put it on the track and it didn't perform as well as they had hoped. He also added that with the preseason test in Bahrain that was coming up this year, they went the other way around, and what we've seen is, for the most part, the car that they're going to test and race. He added that it's more vital to understand the platform and how the car performs than to keep certain things in the background that might add a tenth or two in pure aero performance. With several rival teams leaning towards the side pod layout adopted by world winners Red Bull, Wolff revealed more insight into Mercedes continuing with their distinctive design, but allowed that it might be altered as the season unfolds. Wolff also added that the small side pod design is not something that they believe was really the reason why they didn't perform, saying that there are no holy cows in their notion, and it's not that they don't want to be inspired by other people's ideas. They just kept the narrow side pods as is, but we might see some development from now on, which could come with improvements. The side pods will be altered, but, well, not anytime soon, but they are looking into options. In their opinion, he said it's not just a basic fundamental performance component. But hey, that was a bit long ago. Let's dive into now. What is it that Mercedes could be hiding? The secret. Well, Toto Wolff said that Mercedes are still hiding a little bit in terms of overall performance during F1 preseason testing in Bahrain. F1 2023 season is well underway with 3 days of testing in the desert ahead of the season opener. While reading any team's performance is still tricky given the unknowns around fuel loads, engine settings, and so on, Mercedes appears to be in a better position than a year ago. Mercedes was troubled by porpoising in 2022, which affected their entire season. And during the morning session on day 2 in Bahrain, Wolff admits that Red Bull and Ferrari are fast, but he believes his team has more to offer. He added that it's no surprise they're fast since everyone is experimenting with fuel loading and hiding behind engine mods. But they are still a little hidden, and we must also wait for the softer tires to be installed on the vehicle. Wolff says the entire squad is excited since Mercedes appears to be in a better position than this time last year. With Mercedes appearing in a better position than this time last year, Wolff believes the whole team is just full of excitement. And the reason for this excitement is that they made a mistake last year, and even though they want to compete for a championship, they must remain humble. Last year, it was mentally challenging to begin with, for a car that was not up to pace. Ideally, they will see something better, which is where the excitement comes in, and they want to get it right the first time. Essentially, the porpoising has vanished. Lewis Hamilton finished the morning session 10th overall, roughly 1.5 seconds slower than Carlos Sainz's best pace. Wolff confessed that the W14 was a bit off balance in terms of car configuration, saying when the car is out of balance, you can notice the car leaving black streaks when you accelerate. It's hot and they couldn't find the proper setup, which is part of the learning process with the new car. Since it isn't the driver who is overdriving, it's the car that isn't providing him with enough back grip, which is something you need to look deeper into. But the team has been facing some difficulties. Recent difficulties. It suffered a hydraulics breakdown on the W14, forcing George Russell to pit and lose crucial preseason testing time. Russell and team boss Toto Wolff have been gushing over their car's performance ahead of the upcoming season. Nevertheless, they suffered a huge setback on Friday afternoon when an error warning appeared on the Brit's steering wheel while out on the track. Because of the hydraulics failure, he was unable to change gears or use power steering, which meant he couldn't shift up or down from the fourth gear. The Mercedes driver was forced to ditch the car on the track, resulting in a red flag and the session being halted. While on the course, a message flashed on the racer's steering wheel according to replays. It flashed red and it informed Russell that the car had a hydraulics failure, and despite his best efforts, he was unable to nurse the car back to the pits. Additional time was required to safely and securely return the stranded W14 to the Mercedes garage. Before it was carried anywhere, it was draped in a black cover so that other teams couldn't see the car's floor design when it was lifted off the ground. Former F1 racer Anthony Davidson identified the hydraulics problem on Sky Sports commentary before the fault message was even displayed, explaining that it makes sense that he's stuck in fourth gear because the hydraulics control the gear shift mechanism as well as the power steering. David Croft went on to say that the crew would struggle to get that corrected in time to get the car back out later in the session, saying that he didn't have a clutch, which is also controlled by hydraulics. He's also got the green light on top of the car, so it's not a hybrid problem. Mercedes has since confirmed that the failure was caused by a hydraulics problem. The severity of the damage is unknown, but the team has stated that it is very improbable that they will be able to repair the car and return it to the track. But could this be all? An installation problem. Well, the Brackley team announced that the W14 would be raced as soon as it was unveiled at Silverstone, with this being the first time the new 2023 car is fully assembled and tested on the circuit. There's always the possibility of anything going wrong. The Mercedes W14 had a few challenges, prompting them to resort to Plan B. The team had pre-booked the Silverstone circuit for 2 days, anticipating a potential car malfunction or poor weather conditions. The W14 ironically did plenty of laps in the rain. The W14 suffered from a common problem while starting the car for the first time. When turned on, the power unit showed several issues which were ultimately linked to an incorrect installation of the unit on the automobile, relating to the fuel delivery system. This was quickly fixed and did not reoccur the following day, but the delay Mercedes experienced led others to think that the problem was not so minor. From there, several rumors about the W14's potential faults began to circulate. This resulted in discussion regarding probable steering issues and the re-emergence of porpoising as a key problem. Brackley, at least publicly, continues to dispute this, despite having completed its filming day. Andrew Chauvelin said that they did get off to a good start with the W14 and the conditions weren't ideal for shooting or racing, but they finished the 100 kilometers allowed and both drivers gave them a good assessment of their first impression of the car. But there's still a lot of excitement about seeing the W14 race in Bahrain. Well, you know what? At this point, let's just hope that we won't get even more disappointed, right? Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel for more exciting updates, and hey, don't forget to share your thoughts in the comment section down below. Until next time, bye.